Rangers!
Rangers!
Welcome to the Ranger wrap-up, and I was right.
He was right once!
I was right.
No!
That is the Silver Ranger voice that I was doing, not Ninja. Rangers!
Rangers for this episode, and guess what?
Totally.
It was one line.
It was totally spot on.
Ranger wrap-up! What's up, guys?
I am Joe.
I'm DJ.
And we're going to be talking about some Power Ranger news. We're going to be reviewing the last episode, The Silver Secret. And we're going to be playing a fun game, which is our
top 5 list.
Our top 5 list,
Yep.
which we'll reveal later on. And we're going to be getting to your questions and comments. But before we do that, let's talk about some news. First up on the list, Power Rangers Ninja Steel. We got a couple promo pictures.
Nice.
And it's always good to see this stuff.
And it looks so good, man. I love the design of the suits.
Okay, let me ask you this about the design of the suits.
Ask me
Where does this fit into the lexicon of Power Ranger suits for you? Is this, like, what's your least favorite?
Man, least favorite. Put me on the spot.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna get a lot of comments here about
Yeah,
this.
no matter what, I'm gonna get crap. I would say Wild Force, man.
Wild Force.
Wild Force. I love the helmets. I don't know. It just never really did it for me. I don't know. Maybe it's because Wild Force wasn't necessarily my strongest season, but it just didn't. I'd say Wild Force.
See, for me, it's Mystic Force.
I thought it was Lost Galaxy.
I don't like the Lost Galaxy.
You know, like the Charlie Brown little.
I don't like the Charlie Brown thing, but my least favorite is the Mystic Force suits.
Because it's a capes, really.
I don't know if it's the capes as much as it is the actual design of the suits.
Because I actually think the Mystic Force suits are pretty clean. Like, I don't know, I like them. I dig them. Me personally, I don't get the hate. But anyways, Ninja Steel.
Ninja Steel suits look great.
Yep.
Promo pictures look great. They are with their helmets on.
Yep.
This is probably going to be used for, promo stuff.
For advertisements.
For advertisements, you're going to probably see these in, I guess magazines aren't really prevalent anymore. You probably see these on websites.
You're going to see them floating around on the webs.
Yeah.
But they look great.
They're all full helmets. We don't have any helmetless promo pics yet. I'm sure those
Not official. Nothing official.
Nothing official.
Sure.
I'm sure those will be coming later down the pipeline.
Yes, sir.
Especially with our new boy, Nico Greetham.
Yes, sir. So Greg from Bandai, shout out to Greg from Bandai, great dude, personal friend of mine. He did a couple of fun shots with the upcoming Legacy figures. He had the White Ranger swooing the Yellow Ranger with the Blue Ranger crying in the background. So
why?
Just for fun. But he's showing the figures on hand. It's upcoming. It hasn't been released yet.
I'm a big fan of the White Ranger's aesthetic. He's one of my favorite looking Power Rangers of all time.
I love those suits, period. I mean, especially coming from Die Ranger and all that stuff. I like the White Ranger. I do like the White Ranger.
I'm a big fan of the White Ranger. I'm really excited to see the rest of this line. I have yet to buy any of the figures, and I won't buy any of the figures. Mainly because...
I will, and I am.
You will, and you are, and you're going to buy them all. Me, I am not. I have no plans on it. I toyed with the idea. I did toy with the idea.
You were all about it.
You know what? Next door, they have the Red Ranger, and I was this close to buying them. And then I was like, yeah, they don't look as good as to me, they don't look as good as the figure arts.
They're not going to, and they're not meant to be figure arts. But
I can't do it.
Speaking of American little figures.
Speaking of American little figures, we are getting the loyal subjects. Do you remember Mighty Max?
Yes.
Mighty Max, little pocket figure for toys.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll see a picture of it here. These are from Loyal Subjects. They are the Zords. They come with a pocket figure Ranger. What doesn't make sense to me is the pocket figure Movie Ranger.
The Movie Rangers. So to be clear about it, it is the primary first 5 Zords from the first scene. So the Dinosaurs. So which does correlate with the recent reveal partial reveal from the Lionsgate movie.
Right.
So first time that Loyal Subjects has been doing this for Power Rangers. So it's the Tyrannosaurus, Mastodon,
Pterodactyl, Triceratops.
Exactly. And they're coming with the little movie figures, which is...
The movie from the first movie, not the current movie.
Correct. Yes, the original 94, 95 movie, whenever it came out. But in addition to the Loyal Subjects line, they're also releasing the full movie figures, helmetless. So now they're including Aisha, Rocky, Adam,
Kim, Billy, Tommy, and Ivan Ooze and Alpha 5.
Exactly. So really cool wave coming up. I'm excited about it. On the Sentai end, we have a sneak peek from the Artisan line. All they're showing is the Die Rangers.
Now, before we go into this, explain to the people that might not know what the Artisan line, what that actually is.
Good call. So the Artisan line is Japan / Sentai's version of the Legacy line. So while we have like the legacy morpher, and that's pretty much the primary morpher we have now.
And legacy communicators.
Well, communicators, but as far as changers.
Sure.
In Japan, they had their own version of the artisan Juyu buckler, which is Zyuranger's Dino buckler. So
Why did they start there in Japan?
why did they start with the Zyuranger?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's more for the international appeal of Power Rangers now.
So it's okay. So it's more of a. It's not just for the Japanese base. This is an international seller, at least in their mindset.
Give or take, because Zyuranger was popular, but is more popular because of Power Rangers, because that was our first primary. So it is a strong season over there, but there was a lot of things going for Zyuranger. The first Six Ranger, the first Ultra Zord. There's a lot of firsts.
I thought the first Six Ranger was in, what was it, Bioman?
There was Mask Man where they had Mask, like X1. What was it? Mask 1,
X1,
right?
the green one.
But he wasn't, exactly, he was green too, but that was like the prototype version. That was like
It was only in one episode as well.
It was the precursor to an official Dragon Ranger, but you know what I'm saying? So a lot of firsts for Zyuranger. So but anyways, back to the
Did
the
Mask
artists.
1 have a morpher at all? A changer?
A changer, I don't think so.
And is the Artisan line only exclusive to Sentai? Does it also include the masked hero?
Oh, like Kamen Rider and
the
stuff
Kamen
like
Rider,
that.
yeah.
As far as I know, it's like this specific artisan line has been Sentai specific. So
Okay.
the teaser that they're coming out with is for Dying Ranger, which we never got here in the U.S.
If they ever made those Gaim changers, I'm in.
Oh, sure.
want that
You know what?
pineapple.
You know what? For Kamen Rider, they have the complete selection from Bandai Premium, so they do have official lines for the changers
That's
for
awesome.
Kamen Rider.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah. So
If you're out there and you want to send me the Gaim one, I'm all about it. I'll shout you out here. I'm all about Gaim.
he'll receive it, take care of it. nurture it.
Gaim was my
Breastfeed it.
favorite Kamen Rider. Like, it's so good.
He does love
Anybody
Gaim.
that likes Pokemon, like Pokemon Go, I know people are big Pokemon Go players. We're Pokemon Go players.
Work.
Gaim is the great mixture of that and like dance battle. It's so good. Watch Kamen Rider Gaim.
Anyways, so back to the artisan line. So Die Ranger did put out a promo teaser. For those unfamiliar with Die Ranger, that's where we got our Mighty Morphin White. So the Tommy as a White Ranger came from the Die Ranger season, and it looks like they're hinting at the Aura Changer. So that'd be pretty cool. They've already released the Zero Buckler, like I mentioned. They've already released the Doron Changer from Kaku Ranger, which is our version of Alien Rangers. And both of those changers do retail around 10,585 yen or something like that. Point is around $105 US. That's not including shipping. That's not including your middleman fees. So if you're hard about it, I mean, it's great though. I mean, they're well made.
So are they not going in order? Oh, they are going in
No,
order.
no, no. They're actually jumping around. So yeah. So Die Ranger came before Kaku Ranger.
Yeah, that's right.
So I thought that too. I actually thought that too. I'm like, no, actually, they did switch a little bit. I thought they were going according to our U.S. order.
Sure.
But not so much. So be on the lookout for that. And
You're looking for the O Ranger, King Ranger.
you already know how I feel about
Yeah.
King Ranger / Zeo Gold Ranger. So that's a heck yes, man. That's a heck yes.
But this week we're going to be talking about, like we said, the Silver Secret.
Oh.
Before we get there, let's watch a clip.
Rangers! I found you! Arcanon captured me, but I managed to break free from his evil clutches. We must go quickly before they catch up.
Of course, wait. Let's head back to the base.
Oh, hold on a second. We gave you all the data on our Megazords.
Rangers!
We're back! You had to admit you were wrong.
I didn't admit nothing. I didn't admit anything,
You're
sir.
wrong. Show me your notes. Show the audience your notes.
Gosh darn it, Joe. The one time he sounds like him. Did not say I was wrong.
Rangers!
Anyways, what you think about today's episode, The Silver Secret?
I actually enjoyed
Not
it.
wrong.
We'll rank it later, but let's talk about the things that we really liked in this episode.
Absolutely.
So we got, what's the guy's name? The big guy from New Zealand.
Rata.
He's a giant.
He's a big guy, and we were talking about this off
if
screen.
if he's in a boy band, I don't believe it. He's way too. I don't want to say masculine's the wrong word, but he's definitely
But he was a masculine dude.
yeah, he's way too
Built, big.
he's way too big to be in a boy band.
He's not your typical One Direction, Bieber, little scrawny.
There's no way he
scrawny.
had the agility for those dance moves that Justin Timberlake can pull off. There's no way. DJ brought up a good point. He's like, why would they hold the audition in America if they're the N-Zed Boys?
Yeah, but I think we kind of
No, but it makes sense,
It
though.
does make because here's the thing. Shelby knows of them. Obviously, they're not limited to.
But the
New
line of
Zealand.
thinking's right. They're called the N-Zed Boys, which means the N-Z Boys, which means the New Zealand Boys. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, but point is, So obviously Shelby is head over heels for N-Zed, and come to find out when Chase went back home over the summer, he befriended one of the New Zealand guys, and now they're mates. So that's kind of funny.
New Zealand is apparently a small place.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
actually, New Zealand does play a big part in Dino Charge, man. They met Albert in New Zealand.
Yeah.
The N-Zed Boys are from New Zealand.
Yeah.
They actually, I mean, I'm just saying, like, and Chase is from New Zealand.
You know, this poses the question, though.
What's that?
Do you think that, because obviously they're trying to integrate where they're actually shooting.
Sure.
Into like their timeline. Now, New Zealand has a lot of different looks, obviously.
Yeah.
But do you think Ninja Steel at all, like, is going to...
I really hope they don't, just because it works for this season, because Chase is essentially a New Zealander.
He is.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of New Zealand things. I mean, finding the purple Energem and Albert in New Zealand might have been pushing it a little bit.
Albert was awesome.
Albert was great. I mean, he was a great segue to the Kendall story. You know what I mean? I hope they don't for Ninja Steel, just because it's, I don't want to say it's played out, but it works for here.
Now, we spoke about Albert a second ago.
Sure.
There's a running theory that a lot of people said that instead of Albert being the Violet Ranger, that
or Purple Ranger.
Purple Ranger, a lot of people were hoping that it was Bulk.
No, a lot of people wanted Bulk to be Aqua.
Oh, Aqua, that's right. You're right.
A lot of people wanted to be Aqua, and the reason why is because in Kyoryuger, Ramirez come on! You know, he was a bigger guy. When he morphed, he was still a bigger guy. So the biggest popular fan theory out there was wanting Aqua as Bulk and having Gray as Skull.
Oh, really?
That's what they wanted, because in Kyoryuger, Gray and Aqua were pretty much hand in hand. They kind of went together because they were both Spirit Rangers.
Yeah, they were awesome.
Okay. So back to the episode. So Chase knows one of the N-Zed Boys. They're holding auditions in the Dino Cafe for a new member. So they're accepting all applicants. And
Shelby flips out.
Shelby kind of gets hot under the collar a little bit.
A little fangirl moment for Shelby.
A big fangirl moment. Enough for her to have an awkward encounter with Rata with the cake mixture. But off of a suggestion from Coda, who comes in like, Shelby, maybe you audition. Life is like a triceratops. And suggests that Shelby auditions. Rada thinks it's a great idea.
He just sang the Triceratops song, which is a throwback to Shelby's episode,
Besties Forever.
Besties Forever, which I thought was pretty cool.
Great for the characters.
It wasn't lost, and it shows there's a continuity here.
Absolutely. And once again, Dino Charge, whether or not it's A story plot or B story plot, they don't waste an episode. They at least advance something, whether it's character or the main story arc. So Ryder thinks it's a great idea. Tells Shelby you should definitely audition, and we need to start calling Tyler the Green Ranger because he was kind of jealous. He was kind of green with envy, and we were talking about this as far as the jealousy thing.
Yeah. So it seemed that this is our first sign that one of the many few that you get to see Tyler actually have a reaction to Shelby's to Shelby. It's usually Shelby always having a reaction to Tyler. Like we got
being enamored, or kind of being forced off of her game a little bit, or definitely heavily implying.
There's a lot of that happens a lot with Shelby doing that with Tyler. This is the first time that we actually get to see that in reverse.
Exactly.
And, funny enough, we talk about jealousy. What was the episode that we reviewed not too long ago where she spills the shake on?
Love at First Fight.
Love at First Fight. So
with your favorite monster. This shake is so good.
That voice. But Love at First Fight. So now we're getting the tables turned a little bit.
Absolutely.
So now we see that.
Now Tyler has the feelings. He has the feels.
Yeah,
he has the feels.
They were there.
They were interrupted. They get the call on their comm. It's Miss Morgan, and they get a distress signal from.
Or we can just call her Captain Morgan.
Captain Morgan.
Out there.
Shout out to the legs up.
Captain Morgan.
Thanks.
You have to go? Do you have to?
My people need me. So anyways, they get a comm for They get a comm from Miss Morgan talking about the Silver Ranger being in distress.
Rangers!
That did happen. They
totally did happen.
That did happen. Okay, so the Rangers go to site. They find the Silver Ranger, and the very first line, I'm still not wrong. The very first line from the Silver Ranger is Ranger.
And it sounds like that, though. That's the thing.
It did.
This solidifies everything I've been saying for the last
No.
month. Every fan that supported me, Edward
No.
Sanchez, everybody that wrote in that says that
Nobody's-
you sound
no, okay,
like
Edward
the Silver
Sanchez-
Ranger, spot on. I applaud you. Everybody that said I sound like the Silver Ranger, thank you.
True politician over here. No one supported you. We've had comments specifically letting us know that you were way off.
No. The comments said, Joe, we like your Silver Ranger impression. It didn't say I like your Ninja impression.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyways, Silver Ranger is exhausted. He's tired, and they're trying to help him.
He sounded like a tired ninja.
He sounded like a tired Silver Ranger.
He was
like,
definitely a tired ninja.
He was definitely not. He was definitely not.
I'm weaker.
So anyway, they go to that Silver Ranger. He's definitely exhausted. Looks like he's been through some stuff. Asked the Rangers to take him back to their command center.
Now, did you trust him?
It was very suspicious, and the thing is, it seemed suspicious. So Tyler was able to kind of...
Well, because I think, listen, they all had their guards up from the previous episode where they knew that they gave a lot of the information from their Zords away. I love the callback here because something I don't even think we really mentioned was when Riley picked up the Charger. And he was like, this is interesting.
I was just going to say, they asked the right questions. They did ask, like, so what happened to our data? What's up with that? What's up with this? By the way, and of course, the Silver Ranger
this season's really good at planting seeds. And these seeds are starting to pay off now, which is, we roughly have about 10 episodes left. So with maybe less, roughly, maybe anywhere between 8 and 10 episodes left.
Like 6?
6 maybe? All right, so 6 and 10. But I think they're planting the seeds, so now we're starting to get our payoffs.
They're connecting the dots. So we get our first big payoff right here. So the Silver Ranger says, like, I escaped with these 9 Chargers. And that's where Tyler's like, wait, or Riley.
Riley's like, whoa. Did you say 9 Chargers?
Because he did pick up the 10th Charger for Titano.
Yeah,
so his story didn't match up.
And he was like, well, I didn't create the 10th one. I didn't have time.
You liar! We know you did because we have it right here.
And it turned out he was lying.
So they called him out.
Couple haters.
Couple of right haters, though, because they called him out. They exposed his true identity, which ends up being Doomwing.
I don't like that name.
Doomwing. He loves the name Doomwing just as much as he loves Samurai. So Doomwing is
Samurai was like one of your top 5 seasons, you told me.
Hell no.
What?
Hell no.
DJ, tell the people the truth.
That was not the truth. Okay,
Wait, I thought you said
that wasn't me.
Troy was your favorite Red Ranger?
Oh, so we are doing that game. I get it. I see what.
Now, Doomwing isn't my favorite name for like a villain. But on the flip side, he's not a villain of the week, which I do like.
But he is a strong villain. I mean, it's not a strong villain. I will say this: like, we love a lot of the monsters of the week's names. We don't like Snide.
You know what?
We don't like Doomwing.
Yeah, I don't like Snide.
Fury's fine.
You know what I do like though is
Wrench
that,
works.
is that I'm happy that we didn't get a monster of the week. This was an actual one of their big. Well, one of
but
their
Doomwing's a beast though.
Yeah, but one of their small time bosses. It's like we talked about this.
Mini boss.
We talked about this with Steven last week, where it seems like they're going on almost like a level battle. Yeah. Where it's like, okay, we're getting through all these levels. Now they're starting to reach the boss levels.
Yeah, he's like the Goro before the Sang song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
that's a throwback.
Yeah, no, I know, right? So anyways, they out Doomwing as the secret identity, but we get a dual identity in the fact that Doomwing shares a body with Xenowing, who is a benevolent alien. He is still a bird-like creature. And for those who follow Kyoryuger, he is Tauren.
Tauren, that's right. I do have a question for you, and I would like to see what your opinion is on this.
Shoot.
And maybe for you guys at home.
Shoot.
So this isn't the first time this season that we're getting a dual identity.
No, correct.
So does that make you think that Snide and Heckle is one's good and one's bad?
I don't know if one's good and one's bad, but it does make me feel that we're getting ahead of ourselves, but just the fact that they do share a body, and the next part is they need to figure out how to get Xenowing and Doomwing separated. So that
you danced around that.
I tried to.
You danced around.
I tried to. So we have the dual identity with Xenowing being the same person as Doomwing, and while Xenowing, because Xenowing pops in, so he kind of takes over the way Snide and Heckle takes over. So it's kind of they're fighting for possession of control, and very quickly Xenowing introduces himself as I'm the true Silver Ranger. I can't give you the Energem because Doomwing has it in his sword.
Now, how trusting would you have been had that situation?
I still would have been trusting. It's still kind of like...
So even when you saw Zenuing, you would have just been like, ooh, I still don't.
Well, it's just more
because
like...
you've already seen it before with Heckle and
I mean, unfortunately, it's not a lot to go off of. It's
true.
just not a lot to go off of. But the fact that they're struggling...
Rangers, get back!
So the fact that they're struggling for possession, I mean, Doomwing does take immediate possession. He can't give him the Dino, the silver energem. He can't. There's complications. So
it's trapped in the sword of Doomwing. Yeah.
So Doomwing takes back possession. They have a small fight between Doomwing and the Rangers, and during the fight, he plants a microphone on Tyler's comm. The battle disperses, and Tyler's a smart cookie. He's such a great leader for the season. He notices it on his comm right away. We get back to the command center.
Well, wait, did you say he's a great leader?
He is a great leader. He is a great leader.
He's not the leader of the team. Kendall
Moving
is.
on. So we get back to the command center. He, again, being smart, we get back to the command center. He doesn't want to let them know that he knows, or let the bad guys know that he knows about the tracer. So he puts it in a fish tank, covers it up for sound, and says, yo, we're being bugged. But they're going to use it to their advantage.
Yeah, smart move. Smart move. It was definitely a great, there was a lot of things here that
A great leadership quality. I agree.
That was a great detective
Sure, that too.
deducing work, not so much a leadership quality. Right. It was a great leadership quality when Kendall figured out, well, wait, we gotta make a plan to figure out how to lure this.
She was
out.
like Billy, who was not the leader, but she,
well,
not until Zeo-like.
Well, Alien Rangers, he was definitely the leader.
He was definitely the most veteran.
He wasn't the leader in the Alien Rangers.
Tommy was still a kid leader.
He
Anyways, the point is, so Kendall devises a plan to split up. So they tell the story. Kendall needs to devise, and that's what we were just talking about. Like Kendall does pull a Billy and is able to develop a device to separate Doomwing.
Beautiful and smart and a leader. What more could you want?
And a singer.
And a singer. We'll get there.
So she comes up with a device, the splits. I forgot what it's called. Whatever, I can't think of it. Anyway, the split
It's the
emitter.
device that splits the personalities from the
Splits the bodies.
Splits the bodies.
So from Xenowing, from Doomwing. So they come up with a plan. We get back to another subplot, which is Tyler's not jealous. Tyler wants to get Shelby's affection, and he collaborates with Chase.
Well, before you get there, Shelby collaborates with Kendall.
I don't think we're not there yet.
No,
Are we there
that
yet?
happened first, right?
It might have. Either way, it happened. It did happen.
Well, the reason I like that so much, though, is that so in real life, Claire Blackwelder is a singer, and we were both teased because we thought that we for sure we were gonna get a chance to hear sing. But before that, you brought up a great point because we're so used to the backhanded compliments that she gets from Miss Morgan. That Shelby gets from Miss Morgan.
Yeah, it was a great
you
moment.
Almost think that you're gonna get another one.
Okay, so what was happening is Shelby was practicing her exercises that she was getting from a singing book. And she can already carry a tune. We've seen her do a Triceratops song. Not that complicated of a song, but she's doing her exercises. Kendall, Miss Morgan, comes over and it's kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And it does seem like we're going to get the old Miss Morgan, which really did put down Shelby in the beginning of Dino Charge.
Yeah.
Like, she really put her down. Like, I don't know why the Energy chose you. So we're thinking she's going to put her down, and she actually ends up being a pal. You don't need the silly book. You don't need these silly exercises. You just need me. And then she ends up giving her.
Do you want to try? Do you want to try to do the
exercise?
The exercise?
Absolutely. As soon as you do it first.
I'll totally do it.
Okay.
It was
ready?
It was like a weird.
Shout out to my boy Joe.
Thing.
No fear.
Totally.
So Tyler is with Chase, and Tyler wants to audition. Come to find out, the way he's going to fight for Shelby's attention is to try to audition. And Chase is being a pal and trying to help him get down the moves and be a boy band guy because Chase is a boy. He is.
Now,
yeah.
Here's the thing.
What's the thing?
He stepped in dog poop.
He did step in dog stuff.
That's one of my biggest fears in life. I have a lot of people back here know that. I have this unnatural fear of dog feces. I know it's super weird.
So when you see it on the ground, you're
I
just
can't
like,
stand it. It'll make me
Gag? Reflex?
it'll make me start throwing up.
Really?
Yeah,
So you
it's the
kinda-
weirdest
kinda
thing.
have a
Which is
reflex.
funny because I own dogs, but it's the strangest thing. I don't know why.
oh,
Whatever.
We're getting a little insight to Joe's world. So
Yeah, if you watch the news feed, you find out that I don't like pizza either, which is actually true. Yeah, I don't like pizza.
I'm finding out a lot about Joe, and we're friends. So moving on.
I think everybody back here knows that I don't like pizza.
I don't think it ever came up, but yeah, all right, well. So Chase is helping Tyler, but Tyler actually has stage fright. Tyler actually has a problem, and he's still willing.
Right,
he's
right.
willing to audition with stage fright.
Which is interesting, though. You know why? And I'll say why. Sorry to cut you off, but the stage fright thing is interesting.
What's that?
Because the episode where he become like the fake prince,
He did perform a little bit.
he performed.
He did perform.
And he had to perform in front of paparazzi.
Like, I mean, I feel like at that point he was doing a ranger duty. He knew
Oh, so you're saying that his sense of like, what's the word? Responsibility overtook the...
Yeah, he knew he was playing a part. Kind of similar. We're getting ahead of ourselves. So kind of similar to where they had to fake a transmission later on.
Because that's the only part that I was like, oh, well, I don't know.
But technically, I think in terms of actual performance and actual entertaining people,
Like singing and like getting up there and doing a thing is what you're
yeah.
saying.
So I don't think he's necessarily people shy.
And maybe he felt comfortable in a costume, too.
That could help. I mean, a lot of people find their mechanisms with, a buffer. You know what I mean? So Chase is kind of like, dude, why are you doing this? Clearly, this is a hard thing for you to do. He kind of breaks it down like a real friend does, and like, you know what? Why don't you just tell Shelby you like her? You might be surprised what she says back.
Yes.
So that was a nice moment.
It was a great moment for Chase, too, since he has so much experience with the ladies. And
Yeah.
having to talk to them.
And now he has a consistent girlfriend. So
He has a consistent girlfriend. So
good job, Chase. We're proud of you.
Yeah.
So we get back to the audition. Shelby just gets done. She kills it. Oh, she does very well. Tyler shows up, and
Her voice sounded great, too.
She did. I wonder if it really was Camille.
We'll never know. We'll ask her sometime.
We should. So Tyler goes, and he has stage fright. He really does have obvious stage. But what's really cool is Shelby has shown interest in Tyler, so it makes sense for, and not to mention their friends and their teammates. She knows that Tyler is stage fright and brings it up like, dude,
Yeah.
what are you doing? You have stage fright. You can't do this. And Tyler's like, no, I got this.
Do you think that it was more, like, obviously, when you watch it, you could tell it was more concern for Tyler?
Yeah, sure.
But when she first confronted him, did you think it was, like, out of jealousy that, like, why are you trying to do this too?
I thought it was for like
I did too, for a split second, right? And then she played it so
Instantly,
well.
though.
She played it so well that you're able to, like, gauge that, oh, she's doing this out of, like,
Care
for Tyler.
Care for a person she kind of has a crush on, and also your friend. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So for a split second.
I did too. I
For a
thought
split
the same
second.
thing.
So Tyler goes up there, kind of starts tanking and bombing. Shelby's like, you know what? That's not the actual audition. We're better as a duet. We're better as partners.
She saved him.
She did save him. And for those who do have a fear of stage fright and performing, the secret to performing is imagining your audience as pineapples.
Now, DJ, you performed before.
Not once or twice.
Once or twice. You don't have stage fright, obviously.
No, not really.
But if you did, what would your recommendation be as an actor?
As an actor, honestly, I feel like finding that sweet spot. It definitely isn't the pineapple thing.
When you mean sweet spot, you mean like focusing on something.
Yeah, what I mean by that is there's a certain level of preparation and comfort. When you're comfortable, you can do anything. And not to sound like a PSA, but when you know your material, when you know what your objective is, when you know what you're there to set out to do, everything else just kind of disappears, man. Now, if you're in your head, if you're thinking about it, if you have to think about what's about to be said, you're off your game, you're not in your sweet spot, and now you're not performing. You're just thinking and hoping it goes well. So
Life lessons from the Ranger wrap-up. What he's pretty much summing up and saying is that as long as you're confident and you know what you're doing
and prepared.
You can do anything.
Yes, sir. Anything.
True story.
Okay. So they do the duet, and they do pretty well. And they do so well that Coda wants to go ahead and audition too.
That actually might have been my favorite part of the episode.
It was a great Coda moment.
Mainly, I like that part so much because Coda is adorable. Like he is like he's like the kid that you're like, oh.
But he's so forgivable though.
Yeah.
He is forgivable though. So they get done with the audition, and now the plan is ready to go into action.
Oh, by the way,
that?
I also like the when after they did their duet together, Ivan's clap.
Yeah, Ivan is so consistent with his.
He didn't even have a lot of lines this episode, but it was
No.
just his mannerisms. He is so good. Bobby Santos is killing it.
Every single character on Dino Charge is their character. You could honestly focus on even if they're not doing anything, they never broke the character. They never break. Exactly. So now that they're ready to spring the plan, they need to draw out Doomwing, and what we were talking about earlier. They're going to use the tracer and the microphone that was planted to lure out Doomwing. So they fake a script, try to lure him out.
And it was very much that cartoon reading, like you're reading a script kind of a deal, where
Exactly.
it's like, I'm going here.
Off of prompters.
Off of cue cards,
Cue
yeah.
cards, sure.
And then Shelby iterates that, hey, well, maybe I should come with you. It's like, no.
No,
I'm
I
gonna
should go
alone.
by myself.
Right. So that works, and it lures out the villains.
But
it lures out Doomwing.
It lures out Doomwing because essentially that's what the plan is devised for, to split Doomwing up.
It's a mousetrap.
It was a mousetrap. Shout out to the game Mousetrap.
Oh, yeah.
Get the cheese. So
You know what? I never understood that game, though.
I just like building it so I could put.
Yeah, but that's the only part I really remember. I just remember building it. I don't know if there was an actual game to it.
I don't know. Personally, I just like building the mousetrap and just setting it up so I can watch the whole thing kind of do its little thing.
Dominoes, right?
Exactly. So before we get to the main fight with Doomwing, there's a nice closure moment for the Shiler. Tyler didn't drag it out. He goes to Shelby and lets her know. Puts all the cards on the table. I like you. It drove me crazy that you were jealous. I mean, you were so into the N-Zed Boy. I wanted to audition too. And it was a nice moment because Shelby reciprocates, and just like the Chase and his girlfriend moment. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't dragged out.
I think that this was a lot more sincere and a lot cuter.
No, absolutely.
I think that the way that
Yes.
this played, it was very much seemed so natural because you've seen these two. And the thing is,
It was built up.
what they didn't do is they didn't shove it down your throat every episode.
No, they did not.
So they did it very subtly and hinted at things which you obviously knew were there.
But they also didn't leave it too neglected. Like for instance, like when Mike and Emily from Samurai got together, I'm like, why? You know what I mean? Like I don't think it was built up as much as it was.
Because it made no sense.
You know what I mean? Even like the Gia and Jake
Well,
it was implied,
well,
but not
that's-
as well as this.
The funny thing is, I felt like that was built up. That was built up well, but it wasn't paid off.
So
And funny enough, you bring this up though, because we talk about getting payoffs, and earlier we said finding the Silver Ranger was a payoff. Now this was a payoff.
this
too.
was a huge payoff.
So this is something that we've been anticipating for a while too.
Absolutely. So we're getting a couple of payoffs from both the plot A and the subplots, the character development.
Yeah.
So Shelby pretty much breaks down like, dude, if I was Tyler, I would have felt amazing after talking to this girl that I'm crushing on.
That was like the best
You're a
girlfriend move you can ever do.
Oh, dude, I was in love. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, man, I need to find a Shelby in my life. She's kind of cute and adorable. Kind of have feels.
Yeah, Camille did a great job.
Camille Hyde is kind of wifey. So, anyways, she's letting him know, like, you know what, you're so confident. You went up on stage and no, you totally sucked on stage, but you faced your fears. You're about to fight Doomwing one-on-one for us. You rock, sir. Like, you're a rock star.
You're a rock
She
star.
even
She
called
calls him a rock star.
ladies out there, if you really want to boost our egos and make us feel amazing, call us rock stars for no reason. I promise you, we will do anything you want. Mostly. So
Yeah.
anyway, so we get to the fight. Kind of true. So we get to the fight with Doomwing.
Yeah.
Silver Ranger is strong. Doomwing as Silver Ranger is so tough.
Before we get there, though, the morph, the way that they morphed
The
was amazing.
Instamorphs, thank
the
you.
Instamorphs, yeah.
Yeah, talk about that. Like,
So this isn't something we see often.
No.
Where they're and I love that. See, you like
Yes.
the original, or not the original, I should say, but like the one where they were all standing there when they had the changer machine thingy.
Sure.
They did the morph, but I
Sure.
love the one where Tyler and Doomwing are running
towards each other. Yeah.
That was such a cool
The
moment.
Instamorphs in this episode were all so clean.
And
So
they
clean.
were such a time saver.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't have to go through the whole unleash the
You sounded like the Silver Ranger right there when you did that.
Rangers.
Unleash the power.
Oh, we gotta look forward to that morph if it happens, which you know it will.
Well, it did.
Silver?
Oh no, we didn't see that yet. We didn't
Not
see
yet.
that yet.
We haven't even split them up, sir.
We haven't-
Blah, blah. So anyway, so Tyler versus Silver, he's kind of getting thrashed. Like Silver is that tough, he is that strong.
Yeah.
But it was enough to get him into the trap with the split emitters, and they're able to separate Doomwing from Xenowing. Xenowing is under the care of Kendall. The Rangers, Doomwing now out of the out of Silver. He gets Magna beamed up to giant size, and we have a cool shot of all 10 Zords doing a focus beam before combining. So that was kind of cool.
Something else that they did really well, and this is for a lot of fans out there that notice this kind of stuff, is that they did a great job of blending the Japanese footage and the American footage.
Absolutely.
Because there were times even where I
Absolutely.
looked and I was like, wow, I really can't tell which one is which.
But can you really tell most of the time?
I
most
can
of the
after
time.
some of the things that you've told me, like about the
Sure.
Gold Ranger costume and stuff.
But it's still done pretty well.
But it's done really. It's
Yeah.
done. But this almost seems seamless.
No, absolutely.
Like there was a couple times I was like, I don't know which one is which is great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like and it's great when you're watching. If you're familiar with Sentai Kyuuger, it's great when you get to see this now because those are two things that are just blending together perfectly.
It's well edited. It's well shot. The original footage is clean, and it complements very well with the Sentai footage. So they build the Ultrazord, the Titano Charge Ultrazord. They have a new weapon from Miss Morgan called the The Titano Cannon. You're not a fan of this cannon.
I'm not.
You're not a fan of this cannon. But at the same time, I mean, it's a cool finisher. It's a cool finisher that utilizes every single Zord, so it works. They think they defeat Doomwing, but
for those of you out there that know, I'm also not a big fan of the Zord fights.
yeah, well, to be fair.
It was just a really short one, though, too, though.
It was straight to the point. They think they destroy. I'm sorry, Doomwing. I think I said.
No, you said Doomwing.
Did I? Okay. Mm-hmm. So they defeat Doomwing. They think they destroyed him, and he's just like, no, but I'm gonna come back. So he's still alive, and he retreats to Sledge's ship.
Wasted line. No wasted line. Because
Yeah.
he made it clear, like, when he was like, I don't know.
Monster extinct.
Monster extinct.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, he made it very clear that he's still there, and he's still going to be a problem going forward.
He's not your typical baddie. He's not your typical hench
monster
of the week.
Again, we didn't get a monster of the week, and I thought this was great moving the plot along.
And it really shows the strength, like if he gets finally defeated, it had to take some effort. Mm-hmm. Okay, so he escapes to Sledge's ship, now ran by Arcanon, which is now our big monster on the block, the big leader enemy of the block.
I love
and he,
Arcanon.
like a force to be reckoned with. He tells Doomwing, "You're useless to me now. You can't morph until the Silver Ranger, because Doomwing still has the Silver Energem
In his sword.
He still has it in possession. Xenowing is free, but he still has the Energem. And Doomway's like, no, I can still morph, and he can't. He's not good.
He tried. He did try.
He did try, but the Energem doesn't pick.
I like how Poisandra was like totally making fun of him.
She was just like, yeah, get out.
You're nothing now. I called him like something, a useless chicken or something.
Ha!
Great.
The monsters are great. So we get back to the audition.
I'm really excited to see when they fight her. Like, I mean, we saw it once a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, every single henchman is strong. They carry their own weight. So we get back to the audition. They announced the new member of the N-Zed Boys. Well, they're going to have to change the name now.
And it's
another girl that isn't Shyler or Shelby or Tyler. It's a girl, so now it's not the N-Zed Boys. It's just the N-Zed? N-Zed Group?
N-Zed Group.
So anyways, but, they take it well. They're disappointed, but, Rada? What's his name?
Rada.
Wait, what is this guy's name?
It's Rada.
Is it Rada? Okay, so yeah, Rada, he's still interested in the Shelby. And, he tries to, try to
Did
ask
you
her
say
out.
he's interested in the Shelby?
The Shelby. It's an official thing. The Shelby will make you want to wife that, which she did this episode.
Did ask her out to a movie.
He asked her out to a movie, and this again.
He got shot down though.
But adorably, she was like, you know what? I kind of have other plans. Turns to Tyler, whispers in his ear, I already have plans with a rock star. And they walk off and they hold hands together. And that is our silver secret. I enjoyed it.
DJ rating.
That's a solid 4.
I'm gonna go 4.5. I really enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was great. This is the thing I really liked about this. Is it moved the plot forward extremely forward
in a few different ways. Xenowing is free.
Xenowing is free.
Tyler and Shelby.
That's my point. Yeah, Tyler and Shelby. We got the Silver Ranger. We know where the Energem's at. We know where that last Energem is or was.
Sure.
And everything is falling into place to set up for a epic season finale. And
so much setup. So there's a few things that needs to happen now. They need to get the Silver Energem.
Yeah, and what do we got to get answered? Silver Energem needs to come back into possession of the Rangers.
Yep. We need Xenowing to become the Silver Ranger, assuming that he does.
Or somebody else could.
Or somebody else.
Could be somebody else.
But we need Silver Ranger to be on the force of Dino Charge.
Yeah, and we also got to figure out, because we have to be naive, because this is an episode we didn't get Heckle or Snide.
We didn't get anything with Heckle or Snide, and we didn't get anything from the Dark Energem. I don't think it was.
It was not mentioned.
It was
at least not that.
If it was, we didn't catch it.
Yeah, we didn't catch it.
Sure.
But Heckle Snide plotline is still dangling there. Like you said, the Dark Energem still dangling there.
Yep.
There's a few things we still need to tie up here.
And
we're almost there. We are almost there, man. We're only doing the back season. It feels like it's going so fast.
But this was a strong episode. So 4, 4.5. That's our hashtags. So let's get into our top list for today.
And today we're going to be talking about the top 5 evil villain Rangers. All right. So we're going to kick this off with an honorable mention. I know a lot of you are going to be thinking that we got the Green Ranger Tommy at number 1. You are incorrect. So stick around. So DJ, let's hit him with number 5 first.
Hit him with number 5 first.
Hit him with number 5 first.
All right, well, our number 5 is Korag from Mystic Force. God, we were talking about Purple Rangers, man. I love Korag in purple before he becomes, the good Wolf Red Fire from, the good version, you know what I mean? Like, he was just so boss. He was such a big presence in Mystic Force before becoming good. And he was, I love that suit. I love Armored Ranger suits.
And also one of the best story plot points of this season.
The N-Zed.
Yeah, it was great. And this was a big shining point of Mystic Force.
Yeah.
Now, I know Mystic Force has a couple of haters. I thought
it was fine.
I thought it was fine, and this is exactly why I thought it was fine. It's just because of our number 5 choice. DJ, hit him with number 4.
Number 4, Thunder Rangers.
That's
Come on. They came in like a force to be reckoned with, coming from a rival clan, facing off another rival clan, so Thunder Rangers versus Wind Rangers, and their voice was much deeper when they were bad. Hey guys, we're about to get, do that thing. And
Until they turned good.
Until they normaled out. They normaled out, which tends to be a trait when you're evil Rangers and then you become a good Ranger, they're not as strong.
Now, the reason I like these Rangers is because this is the first time that Disney took over the franchise, and I think they came out kicking the door down.
They did,
and bringing out these 2 Rangers. The great thing about these Rangers is it wasn't like they were just villains on the first episode. This was a running theme throughout a lot of the season, and I also like the fact that the Rangers didn't know that it was them for a while.
Yeah. And there's a great rivalry between Hunter and Shane a little bit.
Which persisted even when they were teammates.
But it was a healthy competitiveness.
Yeah, healthy competitiveness. I agree.
Absolutely.
I thought that they were done. That Disney did a really good job with giving us their first dose of what evil Rangers can be.
Sure, like bad Rangers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
DJ, what's our number 3?
Tommy. I know a lot of you are going to be like, how is that not number 1? I mean, Tommy set the way, and he set the tone in a lot of ways. The story arc of Green with Evil?
Green with Evil.
Green with Evil, and just becoming the force of the Green Ranger and having the Dragon Zord and just everything about the Green Ranger was so strong. But when he came on the scene, man, not only was he strong as a Ranger, he was strong as a civilian. He had to earn his rite of passage. He had to earn his sword of darkness.
Yes.
He had to fight the putties. He had to prove himself to his Empress. And he had to redeem himself and stay in the alternate dimension. I forgot where he fought Goldar and all that. Like, he had to prove himself and train there. Like, as a Dark Ranger, Tommy was
Rita's Dark Dimension.
He was Rita's Dark Dimension.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And it was just such, man. It was a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, there's no denying that he has to place on this list somewhere. But I think the thing with Tommy is, yes, he was the first Evil Ranger. But I don't necessarily think he was the best Evil Ranger.
But he was good.
He caused a lot of chaos. Right off the bat, too. He broke into the command center, tore it all up, gave Alpha that CD disc, whatever it was.
the program.
I guess nowadays you just put a thumb drive in Alpha.
The AOL version.
Yeah, you've got mail. But they did that whole gimmick, and I think that he was great. The reason I wouldn't put him at the top of this list is because he was more good than he was evil throughout his duration in being a Ranger.
That's fair. But if you want to talk actual Rangers that were bad and they remained bad all the way through, and these are Rangers that you thought were good, but they ended up being bad.
Our number 2 choice, DJ, hit him.
A Squad from SPD, which introduced our first female Red Ranger.
That's right.
SPD in itself is that season. Oh my goodness, it's such a good season.
SPD was one of those seasons where you just watch it, and if you didn't know anything about Power Rangers in its previous history, you can pick up this season and enjoy it for what it is, because it's really good. And it's a well-told story. It has a little bit of a darker theme to it, essentially, too.
It's more adult.
It's a little bit more adult. This is one of the first seasons I feel like Disney almost grew up with their audience.
Absolutely, even with Kruger and his wife's story plot, and the A Squad being missing in action, only to come back just to find out, like, no, they actually are bad now. They have ulterior motives. Like,
and the great thing about
no redemption. Well,
also the great thing about them is they were one of the first Rangers that chose to be bad. They weren't under a spell. It wasn't a trick. It was their choice.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made this a compelling season. It was a moral choice that they made to go on the dark side.
Out of everyone on our list, minus maybe our number 1, they are legitimately bad Rangers.
Yeah, from, like you said, from beginning to end. From what we saw, at least.
From at least mid to end.
Mid to end. Because they're portrayed as heroes.
And I think that's almost worse than being bad by nature.
That's like Captain America turning bad.
Yeah.
He did. Hail Hydra. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
he did.
Say it's not so, Joe. Say it's not so.
But no, this is why they're ranked so high on our list. And maybe a lot of other people might have them number 1.
But who did it best?
Who did it best? We have a number 1 choice. DJ, please let them know who our number 1 is.
It's got to be the Psycho Rangers.
Yes.
First introduced in space. They were the antithesis to the actual Space Rangers. You know, oh man, they had each one of the Rangers' numbers. They were able to pretty much just counter every advancements of the Rangers. They dominated every time they were on scene.
And you talked about armored suits.
Armored suits and just that whole design and having like the layers in their helmets, and they look evil. Like they look
scary.
Evil. You know what I'm saying? And it was just really, really cool. I would love for them to have a Morpher.
I agree.
I would love
to
for
see
them
him
to morph
in civilian form as well.
That's
we
what
only
I'm
saw a
talking
couple,
about.
but I'd love to see him.
We had mentioned that we would love to see civilians harness the Psycho Ranger powers.
Boom Studios, if you're watching, please make a Psycho Ranger backstory that we can dive into.
Kyle Higgins, if you're watching, make it happen.
Yes.
And not to mention the only Ranger team or Evil Rangers that actually killed a Ranger.
Yes.
We're talking about Lost Galaxy, where Kendricks did self-sacrifice trying to stop Psycho Pink.
Yeah, and they were. That's crazy because they were also the only Evil Rangers to transition into 2 different seasons.
Sure. Yeah, exactly. As a matter of fact, it took both Lost Galaxy and In Space to take them down.
Actually, finally get rid of them.
If that's not strong, I don't know what is.
And you're talking about the space team, which pretty much saved the universe at the time. That even take down the Psycho Rangers permanently.
Until the next season,
obviously.
That Z-Wave really worked.
Well, it didn't work on them. Apparently, it wasn't strong enough to cure their evil.
And obviously, it wasn't able to wipe out for the remaining 10 plus years of Power Ranger seasons. So.
It's true. But yeah, at our list at number 1, obviously the Psycho Rangers do it for us. Let us know who you have at number 1. We'd like to see your list as well.
There's a few left. We did not name them all.
Yep. But let's get into the questions and comments from last week. All right, we have your questions and comments. Well, first one comes from Hyperdrive Picks, Steven, who was on our show last week.
Love you, dude.
He says, "This was so much fun. Guys, thanks for having me on."
You're coming back.
You are coming back. Shadowbird 084 DJ. It's the hint of the energem that makes the cake explode.
That makes sense.
That does make sense. I didn't catch that either. I mean, I caught it a little bit. But by the way, a few days ago, I saw what a fanfic of Billy and Kendricks are Kendall's parents. Imagine if that was true. That would be awesome.
I love that theory.
It is a theory, and it has been going around. I've heard it a couple times actually.
Sure. And it would make sense.
DeMarcus Perez says that he loved the shirt that you had on last week. Where did you get it? It's lit, actually, is what he said.
Oh, my shirt was lit. Man, you know what? Redbubble.com. Redbubble.com.
Yeah, that's an awesome place to go. Daniel Romero, if I were to live in LA, I would definitely come to that party. Well, you should come anyway.
Shout out to Daniel.
Whenever it's going to happen. Albert
Vindiola.
Is that it? Vindiola?
Vindiola.
I didn't know Titanus was a dinosaur. Thank you. Well, Titanus isn't a dinosaur, but a Titanosaurus is. I think Heckle will be the Talon Ranger. I miss the Evil Rangers and Power Rangers. So do I, but we got it today. A dose of it, at least.
And tell us your list for your Evil Rangers.
Yes, and it creates a good plot in Power Rangers. Ever since Mighty Morphin, who is the Silver Ranger then? Well, we got that answer today.
It's Zeta-Wing/Doomwing, kind of.
I would like to meet you guys and go to the Power Ranger party that you guys are planning. Well, if you're in LA, you might get a chance to do that. Edward Sanchez approved. #, Edward Sanchez approved. OMG, episode 13 was really good. My favorite parts of the episode was the debut of Arcanon. I said it wrong. Arcanon, that's right. And the debut of the Dino Charge Ultrazord.
Yep.
And I agree with you, DJ. The Burger Morpher looks silly, and it doesn't fit in with Power Rangers. I also agree with DJ on that.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Steven was a fan of it.
Steven was definitely pro burger.
No, I'm not on that.
Here's the Japan boy. I love the debate on the Burger Morpher. Here are my guesses and ideas on how the burger be like the Burger Morpher were to change.
We got somebody voting against it. Voting for it, I should say, against you.
On how the Morpher would be like if it were to change. So he's on our side, I think.
Oh, he's on our side.
He is on our side. There may be a brand new Morpher, for example, the Solar Morphers from Jungle Fury. I agree with that, and actually that was one of my points. Because all 5 Rangers use shurikens as the Morpher, the Gold Ranger's Morpher could be the guitar. And that was also what I was going with.
Which would be really
It
cool,
would make sense.
Silverhawks.
The base of the guitar actually looks like a shuriken.
Silverhawks.
Yeah, and Silverhawks. You gotta love the intro. Go ahead, YouTube that. Centerpiece, but not the guitar yet. The centerpiece looks similar like a shuriken. When the Gold Ranger morphs, the centerpiece will transform into a guitar during the morphing process. That makes a lot of sense. So he takes out a shuriken and it turns into the guitar.
Are you sure this guy isn't writing for Saban?
I feel like this guy might be onto something pretty strong. So we have something from Rangers Live Chat and Ryan Buetta. Thanks, guys, for the shout out. We really appreciate it. Hope to see you at Kamikaze. You know we will.
You will see us.
Krishna.
And Krishna, if you don't know what Ranger Live Chat is, please go check them out.
So good.
They do a live Facebook show. It's a Power Ranger show. If you like what we do, you're going to love what they do. They're an awesome.
They're
awesome
definitely
show.
Ranger family. So
Yes.
check them out. From Ryan Bueta, what's up, guys? DJ, first, I love your shirt. Thank you, dude. Redbubble.com. And finally, LA finally has a Comic-Con. So keep up the good work. Ryan from Rangers Live Chat. His top 5 Zord combinations is number 5, the Isis Megazord from Wild Force. Great choice.
Don't remember it.
Number 4, the Mega Voyager from In Space.
I like that.
There you go. Number 3, Hurricane Megazord from Ninja Storm.
I like that.
That's a solid one. Number 2, the Max Solar Megazord from Lightspeed Rescue. That did have a dope design, sure.
I don't really remember it.
Then number 1, the Titan Megazord from Mystic Force. All right.
That was a man, huh?
That was a man. But
Larry Newbill, episode 13 was my favorite episode on Dino Supercharge. My favorite part of the episode was definitely villain versus villain.
Yes.
All I can say is that the carnage, this is carnage in the ninja voice.
This is Carnage!
That's great. My top 5 Megazords. The number 1, I'm going to go to number 5.
You're gonna
Number
go
5,
backwards, yeah.
the Shogun Megazord. Number 4, RPM Ultra Zord, which was on the list, actually. Steven's list.
Yep.
Number 3, the Hurricane Megazord. Number 2, the Zeo Ultra Zord.
That was on the list.
And number 1, the Dino Ultra Zord.
MMPR, baby.
There you go. I forgot to mention that I went to this year's Power Morphicon. This was my first con ever in my life, and it was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I'd even go down, coming all that way down from Kansas City, Missouri.
Yep.
I made a lot of friends there. They are welcomed. They welcomed me with open arms, and I would love to meet you guys there if I knew you guys had a booth. But
Yeah, man.
there's always next times. Much love. Hashtag Ranger Nerd for life. Hashtag you guys are awesome. Hashtag Larry Newbill, you are awesome.
Absolutely.
And we'd love to meet you too.
Definitely. So we're going to skip that. Go to DeMarcus actually left
Oh,
us
that's right.
his top 6.
DeMarcus Perez, keep up the good work. DJ, he also loved DJ's shirt. Now, I don't know about, maybe, where'd you get this one?
This one? I definitely got this from Target.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, there you go. His top 5 list for the Zord combos. Number 6, wow, he gave me a top 6 list. Okay. Number 6, the Lightspeed Solar Max Megazord. Number 5, the Dino Charge Ultra Zord. Number 4, MMPR Ultra Zord.
Nice.
Number 3, the Isis Megazord makes its second appearance on this list from Megaforce.
Yep.
Number 2, the Dragon...
From Wild Force.
From Wild Force. I'm sorry, when did I say Megaforce?
You said Megaforce.
Sorry.
That's okay.
That could have been in Super Megaforce or something.
Yeah, the other powers. He did.
Yep. 2, the Dragon Zord Battle Mold and Battle
I
Mode.
love that Zord.
Number 1, the Astra Delta Megazord.
Yes.
Great list. Thank you so much, DeMarcus. Ranger Fan 18980. My top 5 Zord combos are number 5, the Samurai Gigazord.
The Cluster Zord.
The Cluster Zord. That's the Cluster Zord. Number 4, the Zeo Gold Ultra Zord. Great
popular.
choice.
Yep.
Number 3, the Ultimate Legendary Megazord.
Okay.
Number 2, the Dino Charge Ultra Zord.
Yeah.
Number 1, the Ninja Ultra Zord.
So we have one from Abigail Parker, and I want to take the time to say thank you, Abigail, for drawing me. I know you've done one of Joe before, and I am so honored and appreciative of the artwork that you did for me. We're going to show that up, and just thank you very much, Abigail Parker.
And you know what? This time last week, actually, she sent me a really, really nice message about how much our show means to her, which is amazing because truth is, me and DJ talk about this stuff all the time with our producer, JD.
Yeah.
And honestly, sometimes it's like I know that a few of you are watching, and it just like sometimes it's like we're talking to just a camera.
Sure.
So we don't understand
Right.
the levity that this has on like people.
People like Abigail make it worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Abigail,
Yes.
she is amazing, and I can't. Oh, so she did make a commitment to us that she will be at the next Morphicon to meet up with us, which would be awesome because Abigail's from Germany.
I would love to meet you, Abigail, and
Same.
I'm appreciative. Thank you so much. You are awesome, and thank you for rocking with us.
Yes.
Seriously. So let's get to your comments. As always, you guys rock. Like we said, you rock, Abigail. Awesome show. Thanks for lighting up my Monday. So, a burger morpher. Yeah, I guess it would bring some hilarious moments, but I agree. Burgers are to be eaten, not for morphing.
Yes.
Shout out to Abigail. So, I'm not that much into Megazord, so I won't do a top 5 list.
Thank you. Me too. Me too.
You guys have that in common, for sure. Joe is not a Zord guy. But I'm always amazed about the Ultra, Giga, and Hyper Zords and how they manage to get every single Zord to fit in it.
The Cluster Zord.
The Cluster Zords, and there's been a couple, Go Wander and RPM being one of them. Speaking of 12 Zords forming into one, it's not so simple. Having one Zord as a leg, a Zord as an arm, etc., etc. But if I had to pick a favorite, I would say I would say RPM Ultra Zord and Ninja Storm Hurricane Megazord. It looked badass. By the way, you talking about Boom Studios comics and how awesome they are made me order some. So Joe is very proud of you.
Dude, you're gonna love it.
She's curious to find out what it's all about. Last but not least, the whole slice of cake thing. At first, I thought I misunderstood what the slice of cake means because she's not fluent in English. But guess what, Abigail? You are absolutely right because it confused us. It wasn't a slice. They brought the whole cake, so you were right on the money.
Well, that must have confused her even more then.
Yeah, so it just did not make sense all around. So good job, Abigail. I've been to America just once, so I thought that was a regular thing. To be honest, you're probably not wrong about that.
You're not wrong about that. Americans,
we love to eat.
We love to eat.
Andrew Suarez, before
you get to that one, I'll make you a deal, Abigail. Next time I see Kyle Higgins, the writer, I'll have him sign a copy of the comic of whatever current issue's at the time, and we'll send it off to you. That's as an appreciation from us, saying that we thank you for your support and everything you've done for us. So we thank you so much.
Basically, thank you for the love.
Yes.
I think that's what we're trying to say. Andrew Suarez, before I get my top 5, I want to say yes, I am down for another LA PR fan gathering. And DJ, Jen broke off her engagement to Alex at the end of Time Force Part 2, and also Team Yes Burger Morpher. Okay, he brought up Jen and Alex because somebody asked me if Jen should stay with Wes in the past, and I said no because she was engaged. I'm not talking about whether or not they broke it off. I'm talking about the fact that they were engaged, and I'm assuming hooked up.
Consummated.
Yes. So, anyway, small little comment. His top 5 list is...
Weird. It'd be weird.
I think it would be inappropriate. He could pull the Captain America reverse, I guess. Go from the ancestor, work your way backwards.
That's weird.
Okay.
I do agree with you.
All right, so top 5 Zord formations. Number 5, Samurai Gigazord with Shark Attack Zord. That was pretty bomb. Dragon Zord and Fighting Mode. I love that combination. That's one of my favorites. Number 3.
I do too. That's one of my favorites.
Absolutely. The drill staff? Hell yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Number 3, Isis Megazord. Number 2, RPM Ultra Zord. Number 1, MMPR Ultra Zord. All great choices. Okay, so this is from Blackwing 2040. Thanks, guys. I could try to go to the Power Rangers movie panel. If I don't make it, I can send you videos of me by the Bandai booth and show you the exclusive toys. Yeah, why not, man?
DJ's a huge collector.
I would welcome it. So thank you very much, Blackwing. Also, JDF, David Yost, and Walter Jones will be there. Joe's interviewed like most of them, I should say. I'll tell them you said hello. I also did a Ranger tag video on my channel, so check it out, and you could just say Blackwing sent you. Top 5 Megazord formations. Number 5, Samurai Gigazord. Number 4, Isis Megazord is getting a lot of love. Yeah. Number 3, Zeo Ultra Zord. Number 2, Hurricane Command Megazord. Okay, nice. And number 1, SWAT Megazord.
SWAT Megazord.
SWAT.
Selena Gomez fan. I'm not going to read all those numbers.
10001.
We read them. I appreciate the fact that you guys like Selena Gomez as well. I'm sure you've heard about her having to postpone her tour for a while due to her illness. Unfortunately, we haven't heard that.
No,
we hope that Selena Gomez gets better. It's why are you laughing, man?
I'm not. Well, I kind of, but go.
It's relieving to hear that she's feeling better. Anyway, forgot to mention that on last week's video, but I wanted to say huge thanks for having my fan question featured in your interview with Rhett Fisher. You are welcome.
Thank you for sending it in.
Yeah, thank you for sending it in. It was a huge honor, and I'm not kidding. Well, thank you for sending it in, and we are not kidding either. For Megazord combos, there's a good one. These are great. This is a great list. So I'm just going to read them off. Sure. Number 5 would be the
The RPM Ultra Zord.
The RPM Ultra Zord. I don't know why.
Number 4.
Number 4, the Samurai Gigazord. Number 3, it has to be the Lightspeed Solar Zord. Number 2, the OG Ultra Zord, which is a lot in a lot of people's list. And number 1, definitely the Dino Charge Ultra Zord.
Agreed. Apollo Thunderflame, thank you so much for your list. Give us your list for your top 5 Evil Rangers. We would love to hear about it, but thank you for commenting, man.
All right.
Felicity Giles. First, thank you for reading out my comments last week. I missed the Ranger wrap-up because my daughter was ill. Shout out to your daughter. I hope she's feeling better, so sorry to hear that.
Now, Felicity, we're going to do something special for you because your daughter is feeling ill, but we're also going to do something...
And because you're great.
And because you're awesome. And because you wrote in. Something that Felicity did is she wrote an actually fantastic review of last week's episode.
You did, yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on that#show.com, and you can actually read her review. Now, if you write in to us some of your longer comments, we'll feature those weekly on the Ranger Mail, which will be a part of our show.
Dope.
So Felicity Giles, you can find Felicity Giles' thoughts on last week's episode on our website at that#show.com.
And she did a great job. I mean, she wrote a whole synopsis about it. So
Which is great.
Really, really
it's fantastic. It even rivals our review.
So I'll just read the tail end of that. I mean, she says, unfortunately, I don't have a list this week. I'm a Disney Ranger loyalist, and for me, there wasn't many what ifs that I could find from Ninja Storm to RPM. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Except maybe, what if Marcus Truman hadn't died? Would he have become a Ranger or not? I want to say maybe not. The only reason why is because they were very military and they were about defending Corinth. And I think the only reason why Scott did was because of the tragedy. And then he found his calling.
I think he may have.
You think he might have?
Yeah,
but you think
he
would have been? You think he would have been recruited by Dr. K? I think he was very much pro-military because of his dad.
Yeah.
So I feel like Scott took a different path because of it.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, but that's a great what if. That is actually an excellent what if.
TY Films, or maybe Thai Films, I don't know what it is. Love the show, guys. Keep up the great work.
Thank
After
you.
all the Ranger movies come out, I would like to see you guys. I would like to see the movies reboot the whole series as a whole from start to beginning in the TV universe. That's an interesting.
That is an interesting concept. Yeah.
Around in space, assuming we get Zero and Turbo in the 7 movies, because there are going to be 7 movies. That's a true story.
That's the plan.
Unlike a CW network, for example, that we cannot recreate those great moments for the franchise, giving us examples of Countdown Destruction to the End of Time Force, or those team-ups, The Lost Galaxy and Lightspeed, and great characters such as Wes, Andros, and Cole. We'd love to see them in movie form as well. What are your thoughts? I mean, right there, I'd love to see them in movie form.
It'd be interesting. It would be interesting.
Yep, I would like them to keep adapting the Sentai, but switch over to more of a serious network and make sure the show's cinematic, have a darker tone, but still in light of some way that it makes sense. It would be cool to see past Ranger seasons redone, and I assume that some wouldn't like it. I mean, I don't know. That's not really for us to say. I don't know if people would like it. What do you think?
It'd be different. It would be different, but I think these are all great ideas. I mean, multiple continuities would be interesting. Having different tones are interesting. So, all great ideas.
By the way, did you guys ever look forward to seeing the MMPR fan film that was created a few years back? Just curious.
There was a few.
Yeah, there was a bunch, but actually, Audie Shankar that created the one that got the most popularity. He's been on our show before.
Oh, the gritty one?
Yeah, he's been on our show, and he actually, it's funny because when me and Josh, one of our producers, went to his house, he was telling us about his Power Ranger fan film before it actually came out. So it was really interesting, and he was actually going to come to MorphCon with us 2 years ago.
That's awesome.
Jefferson No Sorry. Hey guys, amazing video. I love the Ranger catch up. I'm a Ranger super fan. I know everything there is to know about everything about Power Rangers, so I wanted to share my theories with you. What if Ninjor or Sensei Watanabe become the mentor of Ninja Steel?
I think it'd be a great way to tie it in. I mean, we don't know what happened in Ninjor.
Well, we knew what happened in Ninjor, so Ninjor!
He definitely did.
Master Jedi 324. Do you guys think Power Rangers will follow the Ninjor, or should we look for a ninja team up in the episode?
We haven't really had a team up. We didn't have one in Megaforce because they were essentially all the Rangers. Well, they kind of have the legendary battle.
I'm going to go out on a limb from inside information that I know and say we are going to get a team up. We are going to get a team up.
Somebody's been holding out.
Tori Stanfield. I told you.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me. Sorry.
Tori Stanfield. Hey, who do you guys think the Silver Ranger is? Well, that was answered today.
They beat us to it.
So it's not Ninja, but it sounds like him. Abby Steck, the more you learn on Power Rangers wrap up. I love that. That's probably from that cake that we did last week.
That was last
the
week's
Belova
episode.
cake or the
baklava?
Poplova.
Pavlova, yes.
Yeah. I love it when you think the Lord Arcanine is a Talon Ranger, or is it Snide? What do you think, Lord? Is it going to be Arcanine or Snide?
Who the Talon Ranger is going to be? The bigger question is, when will we see Talon Ranger?
Well, we've had a mention to his blimp.
Huh?
If we didn't see Talon Ranger, would you be disappointed?
I would.
But is this a deal breaker for the season for you?
It wouldn't. Knowing Kyoryuger, part of me would be like really disappointed. Dino Charge by itself, no. Dino Charge by itself, no, because it is still well done. The cast is still solid. The cast is still strong. Chip Lynn did a great job forging and just really developing these characters, Dino Charge is a very strong season in my opinion.
Would you say that Dino Charge
But it would still be a missed opportunity.
is close to a perfect season?
Oh man, perfect season is really hard, but it would be I would say top 5 for sure.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for us here at the Ranger Wrap.
Woo!
Thank you for watching. Next week, we're going to be back with another episode.
Of course.
Talking about some Power Ranger news, talking about some new game we're going to play, answering your questions, getting it all out there. But you can catch us right here on that hashtag show. Hit that subscribe button, stay up to date with everything trending
In geek pop culture.